There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live with Central Luzon State University. So today, we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com and Accenture. So before we start, may we invite everybody for the opening prayer, followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above the heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Thank you, Tech. And again, welcome everyone. Ready na ba kayo? I hope you all are. By the way, my name is Joyce from Jobs180.com. I will be your today's host, and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page. So we hope that everybody is excited to learn new things here. All right, so to officially start today's session, may we invite Ms. Rochelle Ann V. Pararuan, Unit in Charge, Career Development and Employment Services Unit Office of Student Affairs from CLSU to give us the opening remarks.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ma'am Joyce, from Jobs 180. We would like to formally open the career seminar, specifically the pre-employment seminar and labor education for graduating students. So basically, our objective would be to assist our graduating students with regards to their career path after their graduation, and eventually will help them to look for a job or other options in terms of their career. So hope that the graduating students are here to watch and learn from the experts. Now we have invited different or various people from different industries to help us equip ourselves with their career future. So with that, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy and learn more from the series of lectures that will be given by our esteemed um, speakers. Thank you very much, Ma'am Joyce.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rochelle, for gracing the event. Of course, for again collaborating with Jobs 180 for trusting us to power your event. So we look forward to more events po with CLS. Thank you so much, Ms. Rochelle. All right, as usual for our audience today, so please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Don't forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So kung wala pa po sila rito, tawagin nyo na. Okay, nakakapanghinayang na if mamimiss nila itong opportunity na ito. Okay, so if you guys are ready, here is our schedule for today. So we only have two topics for today. So first is the online applications using resume link, which will be discussed by jobs180.com. And second one is virtual interviews by Accenture. So again, shout out to everyone who is here now. We have 308 po live audience. So kung wala pa po sila rito, please tag there. Tawagin niyo na po sila. And again, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And as we go along, type in your questions so we can read it later. Huwag po kayong mahiya magtanong. Kung Ilocano man yan, isaludsod yung apo, mali kayo agbabain. Okay, so maawatak. I'll try to translate your questions. And please try to comment your questions, post your questions on the comment section. Huwag kayong mahiya. This is your chance to ask before you face the real adulting or the world. Okay, so to our audience, so sit back, relax, and let us all hashtag learn together. Okay, kilalanin na po natin ang ating unang speaker. So for our first topic, which is online applications using resume link, our first presenter has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. The managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away.
Winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag natin resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number one, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala tong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, ito ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang meron kang kapangalan. Okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay, wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So, ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So, I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have, kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, diba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, diba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine ano ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung hindi mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayong maglagay ng mga ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes, a picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kayang-kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pag nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura yan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So, hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo at oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si eye expert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay rin ng HR napapabilis. Because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Diba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin, wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pag-process sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang You do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay? Lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option. Pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik, hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year, ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position, and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O, di ba? Every time meron kang baguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko yung file na yan, sa ko tinago, wala nang ganon. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pang-data. Pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Diba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. Your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin. Lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email us, email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay, again, my name is Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Alright, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. So to our audience, again, magandang umaga. At kung may questions po kayo, so the floor is now open for questions. So feel free po to post your questions on the comment section. You don't have to PM us or message us po sa aming Facebook page. Dito na lang sa comment section para mas mabilis po nating makita. Okay, lalo na sa mga first-time job seekers, I'm sure marami kayong questions. So ito na yung time. This is the right time, guys, to ask. So kung gusto nyo Ilocano tayo, pwede natin i-translate yung question kay Sir Kim. Ayan, so while waiting for questions, Sir Kim, I'll be asking na lang po muna. Ayan. Okay, so of course, first question, yung syempre lagi natin tinatanong is, for the first job seeker, how convenient po it is or useful si resume link today?
Okay, very useful, very convenient because when you have your resume link, una sa lahat, you'll be getting a lot of job notifications na. No? So, imbis na kayo ang naghahabol sa mga kumpanya, pa isa-isa kayo nag apply ang mangyayari ngayon is yung mga companies na nagmamatch na sa profile nyo, tapos kayo nila magde-decide if you want to entertain them or not. Aside from, of course, kung gusto nyo mag-apply sa mga kumpanya, pwede rin naman. No? Mas proactive kayo. Pero yan yung kagandahan, di ba? Lumalapit na yung mga companies, no? Depende sa profile na ginawa nyo. Another very convenient feature nito is anytime pwede mo i-update yung inyong information tapos dagdag bawas, real-time update siya kaagad sa lahat ng mga bibigyan ninyo ng resume link. That means that at any time you can control your privacy settings, no? So very very convenient, no? When you create your resume link, kayo bahala sino gusto niyo bigyan ng resume link niyo. Pag hindi naman nila alam resume link niyo, then hindi nila malalaman. So you have to give it to them whether in the Philippines or outside of the Philippines. Yung security feature kayo may control. So I think that sums it up. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume platform because you can apply this to any type of company, to any type of platform, diba? Or anywhere in the Philippines or anywhere in the world na gusto mo gamitan or applyan ng resume ninyo. So kayo may control kung sino bibigyan nyo. Yan. Yan para sa akin ang summary ng advantages and features ng resume link. Gawa na kayo. O, di ba?
Ayan, so speaking of privacy settings, so my question, sir, from the audience, from Sir Joshua is on. So the question is, when it comes to the privacy settings, will it be affected or will it affect yung chances namin na ma-hire since sorry, medyo putol ba yung question?
Sige, huhulaan natin yung
Question?
kadugtong. Siguro sabi ni
Since
Sir Joshua, when it comes to the privacy settings,
tuloy po yung iyong question.
fill in the blanks tayo ngayon, no? Maganda ang mga tanungan session natin ngayon. Pati yung sagot, fill in the blanks na rin ako. Hindi, biro lang. So, when it comes to the privacy settings, will it affect yung chances for hiring? It depends on the information that you will be keeping or hiding in the company application ninyo. Now, I'll tell you, of course, in a joking way, kung itatago mo lahat na information mo at mag-a-apply ka ng nabibigay mo resume link mo sa isang kumpanya, then most probably hindi ka nila ipaprocess. Paano ka nila tatawagan or paano kanila kumbaga ikaw na lang baliktarin natin scenario. If you're the HR, anong information ang kakailanganin mo para ma-catch mo attention or para makapag-proceed ka sa next steps. So definitely, if you are in the HR's place, try to think the other way around. Diba? I-mirror mo lang sarili mo, baliktad ka lang, ikaw yung HR. And so if you think those information that you have created is enough para ma-process ka ng kumpanya, ng HR, definitely yung contact details, dapat nandyan po yan. Yung basic information ninyo about your course or kung meron kayong work experience, I recommend you put it there. At definitely, you have to show your skills. Those are for me the minimum information that I would need para ma-process ko yung aplikante. Ulitin ko lang contact details, yung skills, and kung meron kayong mga any relevant work-related or kung walang work-related, at least yung mga pinaggagawa ninyo no, sa school, ano yung mga activities na naging busy kayo or naging involved kayo, these are information that I would need to know at least no to for me to process. Yun. Kasi kung wala yung mga ganung details, wala. Paano tayo mag-move forward? Diba? Paano ka tatawagan? Nakita nga nila, okay to aplikanteng to. Okay yung skills. Diba? Okay yung experience. Diba? Paano ko tatawagan kung walang contact details? Wala din. Sayang. Diba? So, yun. Okay? That should answer your question, Sir Joshua. Yun po. So,
Ayan,
go ahead,
so sabi
mga
ni Sir
friends.
Joshua,
Baka
sir,
may tanong pa kayo.
yung guess.
Oo nga eh.
Tama daw, sir, yung guess. Ayan.
Okay. Tama.
So siguro ang gusto niya sabihin is kung ma-affect ba yung hiring since nakatago yung ibang information kasi 'di ba sa privacy settings pwede natin i-hide yung ibang information.
Yes.
Thank you so much Sir Joshua, pinag-isip mo kami ng question mo. Ayan, so kung may tanong pa po, kayo may magtanong, so feel free to ask. Post your questions po in the comment section. Ayan, so and of course, and kung possible ba na makita ng Ayan, may question tayo. So, from Sir Kyle, Santa Maria, good day po. Ask ko lang po if mabu-view po ng other people yung profile even though di po sinenda ng resume link, or will it only be visible po kapag nag-send ng link?
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll answer you very straightforward. Kung alam nung person yung resume link mo, pwede niya makita kung ano yung naka-public view sa settings mo. Okay? So, kailangan alam nung person nung resume link mo. Okay? Now, if you go to jobs180.com, Sir Kyle or Daniel, if you go to jobs180.com right now, you will see there a search bar. Diba? Subukan mo i-type doon yung Daniel. Diba? Tingnan mo kung may lalabas. Malamang walang lalabas. Kasi yung pwede mo lang ma-search na search bar doon po sa loob ng jobs180.com na search bar ay tatlo lang. Pwede mo ma-search yung company name, position title, and location. So unless there is a Daniel that is within the location or the position title or the company name, then may lalabas. So to answer your question, ganun lang po kasimple. Kung alam ng person or ng HR yung inyong resume link, and my assumption is kayo ang magbibigay nun, may kita nila information mo. Diba? Kung ano yung subject sa privacy settings. Pag hindi naman, then wala. Don't expect na ma-view nila yan or makikita nila ang any information ninyo. Okay? Ayun. Sarap nasagot ko ang tanong ni Sir Kyle. Sige,
Okay.
tanong lang.
Meron pa
Tanong
tayong
lang
2
ang
minutes,
tanong.
guys. So, sayang naman. Ask kayo
Mm.
ng question. Tanong lang ng tanong habang nandito pa sa Sir Kim. Ayan. And of course, para sa mga curious, Sir Kim, can they submit their resume link sa mga companies na hindi kilala sa Jobs 180, especially sa mga
Oo
taga
naman.
Nueva Ecija po, no?
Yes, pwede yan ang kagandahan ng resume link. You're not limited only to using jobs180.com para sa resume link nyo. Kung gusto nyo mag-email, pwede kayo mag-email ng resume link nyo. Kung gusto mo siya i-text, alam mo yung Viber, alam mo yung Messenger, gusto mo i-send ng private message or sa Facebook o kung saan man, you can always share your resume link. At ang good thing dyan is ikaw may control ng information mo. So with that, I recommend that you start using your resume link na. There's another question from Ma'am Princess na ngayon lang pumasok. Sabi niya, can we
Yes,
have a
sir.
recap?
So,
Can we have a recap on what to put in our portfolio? O sige, simple lang po, no? Yung portfolio section, that is where you now upload yung mga evidence ng mga skills mo or yung mga proof sa sinasabi mo na meron ka. Halimbawa lang, Ma'am Princess, yung mga sample lang na to, sample lang. Let's say, you join an organization. Anong ebidensya na nag-join ka na isang organization? Maybe you have some documentation there. 'Di ba? Meron kang mga pictures, 'di ba? Ayan. Halimbawa lang, no, ikaw ay you claim that you know example, you know some programming languages, 'di ba? Anong pwede mo gawin? You can attach there yung mga links to yung mga ginawa mong program. Okay? Again, I'm throwing out there ideas lang, no? If you claim that you are a graduate later on, graduate ka na. Ano ebidensya? Meron kang diploma, 'di ba? Meron kang certificate. 'Di ba? If you claim that you know how to play music, oh, so paano natin malalaman kung marunong ka sa music? 'Di ba? Ano gagawin natin? Oh, maggawa ka ng selfie video, 'di ba? Playing that musical instrument. 'Di ba? These are little things na can make the process really efficient because if you're the HR, ano yan yung interview naman kasi, which later on, si Sir Echo will also tell you more about, no, ano mangyari during the interview. Pero para sa akin, no, as an HR, ang interview naman kasi, it's like getting to know each other. 'Di ba? If you put it in simple terms, para mas makarelate yung marami sa inyo dito, na hindi pa nakakapag-interview, pero na-in love na. Okay? Ano nangyayari? 'Di ba? Parang attraction yan eh. Yung una-una, attraction muna. Na-attract ka dun sa tao. 'Di ba? Ano next mangyayari? Kikilalanin mo ngayon yung taong yun. Whether ikaw yung lalaki or babae, it works on both sides. So, whether or the applicant or the company, it works also both sides. 'Di ba? So, kikilalanin mo ngayon. So, right now, pag nalaman na nung aplikante about the company, nag-research ka na, then you're going to apply. Same thing din, 'di ba? Nag-apply ka, yung kumpanya kailangan makatch yung attention para pansinin ka at i-process yung information mo at tatawagan ka and get to know each other more with the interview. 'Di ba? Ganun yung mangyayaring process eh. So from there, 'di ba, you have to put information na mas mapapabilis sana, no, yung pag-alam nila sa iyo or pagkilala nila sa iyo. So the faster, the more efficient that they'll be able to get to know you, 'di ba? Mas maganda ang relationship, 'di ba? Mas mapapabilis. 'Di ba? O, mapapa-oo mo kaagad yung kumpanya niyan. At pag napa-oo mo yung kumpanya niyan, edi syempre job offer na ang next step niyan, 'di ba? Malamang, sa malamang job offer na 'yan, 'di ba? Ganun. Yeah, That's how I look at it.
Mm.
So to answer your question, Ma'am Princess, the portfolio can serve us in so many ways, no? Pero yan yung depende pa rin yan sa inyo kung ano gusto mo ilagay diyan. Okay? Ayan.
All right. Thank you, Sir Kim. So, one last question po from Miss
Mhm.
Almira Nergit. Hello po, may I ask po if there is a chance na mas-scam kami ng isang company sa jobs180.com? Safe po ba sa mga scammers yung profile namin?
Okay. Very valid ang tanong mo, Ma'am Almira.
Mhm.
Pagdating sa mga panahon ngayon na marami talagang scammer. 'Di ba? Ako mismo, I receive a lot of text messages every day telling me there's employment opportunities here, there's we're looking for you, so and so blah blah blah, 'di ba? Pero kailangan mo muna itignan. Yan yung lagi namin sinasabi, may mga certain red flags yan, no, na kailangan mo tignan para din hindi kayo mabiktima ng mga kung sino mang kumpanyang mga loko-lokong nagtitake advantage ng mga aplikante. Okay? So, ano yung mga red flags? Maybe I'll dwell on some red flags, no? When you receive yung invitation, example, or whatever that interview or invitation na na-receive nyo, una sa lahat, please check kung meron silang website. Okay? Please check kung physically existing ba sila sa Pilipinas, kasi hindi po pwede mag-operate pag walang physical office sa Philippines, no? And then from there, you try to find out kung saan yung location din nila. 'Di ba? Alamin, do your research, no? Another thing para sa akin ang red flag kapag naniningil sila ng bayad. 'Di ba? Kapag local and direct hiring po ito, hindi niyo po kailangan magbayad kahit na piso o isang sentimo sa mga kumpanya na nag-hire diretso po dito sa Pilipinas. So absolutely no-no yan pag naghihingi na sila ng mga bayad. Another thing pa na kailangan nyo iwasan kung naghihingi sila ng mga personal details to the point na pati siguro bank details nyo hinihinga na kayo, hindi pa nga kayo natatanggap sa trabaho, di ba? Bakit kailangan hingiin yung mga ganong details, hindi naman kayo papasweldohan pa, di ba? So, marami mga things na kailangan nyo muna you have to be careful. Now, to answer the question of Ma'am Almira, may I ask, sabi niya, no, is there a chance na ma-scam kayo ng isang kumpanya sa jobs180.com? Now, on that part, gusto ko linawin. All the companies, as far as we know, lahat ng kumpanya po na naka-advertise sa jobs180.com, dumaan na po yan sa due diligence namin. Dumaan sa due diligence meaning we already checked for their legitimacy at sure tayo lahat sila legally existing sa Pilipinas. So you don't have to worry. Kung nakita nyo sa jobs180.com yung mga kumpanya, as far as yung ano nila, legal identity is concerned, okay tayo dyan. Check tayo dyan. In terms of their practices, yan yung next question, because there are companies who are legally existing pero they're doing some malpractices. Kaya gusto ko po ibalik din sa inyo yung inyo pong tinanong sa amin na kung sakali lang meron kayo na encounter, sakali lang may encounter kayo mga kumpanya na sa tingin niyo are doing scam, if I just put it in your terms, no, scam, or you feel na hindi legal yung ginagawa nila, legal practices, please let us know rin. Okay, para alam din natin paano kayo tutulungan at sino-sino itong mga kumpanyang to. Because since we started, we've never had any company pa naman. So far, we've never had any company pa naman na gano'n na nangyari or may nag-report sa amin ng mga job seeker na nasa scam sila sa mga kumpanya na nakita nila sa jobs180.com. Okay, now if you need to report, just send us an email sa info@jobs180.com and we'll be more than willing to help you, assist you dun sa concern ninyo. Okay? So thank you po sa tanong na yon.
Mm. Alright, thank you. And just to be clear, hindi tayo katulad ng ibang job sir na kukunin yung profile or resume nila at ibabato sa mga companies. Hindi po. Kayo mismo ang mag-apply sa mga companies. Kaya you have time, no, na mag-research about sa company, i-check yung companies. So, kayo po mismo ang mag-apply, magsasubmit ng inyong resume.
Very, very true yung sinabi
Alright,
ni Ma'am
so-
Joyce, no? Kayo may control. Kayo may control sino ang bibigyan ninyo ng inyong resume link. Yan po.
Mhm.
Okay?
Alright, so I think no more questions, sir, from the audience, sir. Meron ba kayong final words po or announcement or...
Ako, reminders ko lang sa mga naghahanap ng full-time
tayo.
position. Oo, sa mga naghahanap ng full-time position para sa web developer, kasi we are in need of a web developer position. Baka may kaibigan kayo, you have friends, you have followers, or you know anyone who's listening here right now who wants to be part of our company. Naka-work from home setup pa po tayo ngayon until now. Ganun pa rin yung setup natin. So it could work for you. So hindi kayo masyado mahirapan magbiyahe kahit nandiyan kayo sa Nueva Ecija. No problem. Okay, all you need to do is submit your resume link, doon po sa nagsuscroll na link right now, you can see there schools.jobs180.com/CLSU, or you can go to our website www.jobs180.com at doon nyo po hanapin ang Jobs 180, doon nyo po i-submit ang resume link nyo. Same thing din, hindi lang po pang web developer, meron din kaming kailangan for customer support positions. So if you know anyone who will be interested and would fit the profile that we're looking for, you're very much welcome to apply and submit your information to us. Yan. Meron ako nakita, may pahabol yatang question, Ma'am Joyce. Last na to, okay lang.
Meron,
Singit
sir, from
natin.
Miss Tracy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sabi niya, ilang companies po ang
Ilang po?
ina-advertise ng Jobs 180? Mostly popular companies lang po ba? As a first-time job seeker, I want to ensure that potential companies are in Jobs 180 also. Okay. Ma'am Tracy, I have to answer you in a way na maintindihan din natin to lahat, no? Kasi pag sabi mong popular companies, what could be popular for you might not be popular for the other people, okay, or other job seekers. When you mention about location-wise, maybe you're asking kung meron po bang trabaho na nandito po sa area namin. Halimbawa, dyan po sa Nueva Ecija, no? Or maybe you're asking kung meron po bang mga opportunities na pasok po doon sa inyong specialization, sa inyong course. Yan. Maybe yan yung mas i-focus natin dun sa question na yon. Now, in jobs180.com, it's very flexible. Very flexible. You have a lot, you have so many companies there that you can check for. Okay? You can check for location, you can check for specialization, you can in fact check for position level na hinahanap. Baka hindi lang pang fresh grad, baka yung mga may experience ay meron din pong mga kailangan yung mga kumpanya. Now, I'll speak on behalf of other companies din, no? Whether popular sila or hindi sila popular, let's just put it as them also hiring and them also offering opportunities for you. Please do your research on your end. Diba? Kilalanin natin sino itong kumpanya kahit na sa tingin natin ay hindi sila ganun ka-popular. Maybe some of these companies would in fact offer you better opportunities than those that you are thinking na mas popular sila. Again, I don't want to name any names here ng mga companies because para sa akin, whether popular sila or hindi, it's all about the branding. Okay, it's all about the branding. So, some companies are not really known sa area ninyo but they've been operating since very big operations din in the Philippines and outside of the Philippines as well. So, check that out. Yan sa akin lang. 2 words lang. Research about the company. Okay, research about the company. And the other one is submit your information. Kasi kung nag-research ka at pasado sa'yo sa research mo, then submit your resume link to that company. Pag nag-research ka at hindi mo kang pasado, edi hindi. Diba? Edi check for another company. Tapos marami pong kumpanya nandyan. Okay, by the way, speaking of company, Accenture, we also invited them to do some sharing later, immediately after this Q&A session. Diba? So, if you ask me, I say Accenture is one of the biggest company in the world. No? And maybe to your term of being popular, hindi ko rin alam how popular the company is in your area. No? But I'm sure they have operations near your area. Okay, so I'll leave that to Sir Echo later to share to you about their opportunities. Okay, so check them out. Ayan, marami pong kumpanya.
Alright.
Thank you, Ma'am Tracy.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. So guys, if you still have questions regarding resume link, so please put nyo lang sa comment section and we'll try to answer maya sa mga times na fit tayo yan. So ipapasok natin yan. Pero you can also email us at info@jobs180.com. Again, and you may visit our website for sa mas maraming information pa. It's www.jobs180.com. So thank you so much, Sir Kim. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din. Be safe, everyone.
Alright. So, moving on to our next and last topic for today, which is virtual interviews. Okay, so our last presenter for today is Sir Jerico Paolo Fernando, currently the corporate function sourcing lead for vendor campus and product in Accenture, in Accenture. With over 12 years of experience in BPO industry, he has 8 years of experience in an end-to-end volume recruitment and 3 years experience in communications and product training. His resourcefulness, experience, and data driven approach has allowed him to contribute in a variety of ways with a variety of approaches. The recruiting specialist from Accenture, Mr. Jerico Paolo Fernando. Good morning, Sir Echo. You're on mute, sir.
Morning,
Nakamute
everyone.
pa, Sir Echo. Good morning,
So,
sir. Sir, can we now test your shares?
yes,
All right. So it's
it's
all
already
go.
there.
So if you're ready, I'll see you after 20 minutes for the Q&A, sir. Good
All
luck.
right, so, ready na. All right, so hi everyone. So my name is Jerico Fernando from Accenture, and I'll be presenting some job interview skills. I'll be sharing some tips with everyone so that you can use them for your future job interviews. All right. Right. So, what is an interview? So, an interview is a conversation between two or more people. So, it's the interviewer and the interviewee. Uh, Questions will be asked by the interviewer to obtain information from the interview. So, that's what an interview is. So, you may be asking, like, what is the main purpose of an interview? So, it's an interview is twofold. An employer needs to find out if you are the best candidate for the job, and you need to find out if this is a good opportunity for you. So, most people would think that interviews are just for the companies, just to find the right people, when in fact, it's also equally important for the company. Uh, Sorry, it's also equally important for the one that's being interviewed to see if the company that they are applying for is right for them. So, a job interview is an opportunity to meet face to face or virtually. It's to assess your ability and skills, to demonstrate your skills and personality, to discuss your qualifications, and to sell yourself. So, during the interview, this is the best time for you to inform the interviewer about all your skills, your competencies, and basically just sell yourself. So, before your interview, preparation is key to being confident and coming across well in an interview. So you review your strengths and weaknesses, know what you have applied for, do your homework on the employer, what the roles entail, industry practice, think about likely questions they may ask you, think about likely questions you may want to ask them, check the time and date. So you need to know the exact time and date because the first thing that's the first thing that you need to know because nobody wants to be late in an interview. If the interview is face to face, you have to plan your route. Here in the Philippines, we have a lot of traffic, so it's something that we must prepare ahead. Uh, Leave with plenty of time to spare and plan what you will wear as first impressions matter and details will be noticed. Now, when it comes to preparation, I just have a few tips here. You can ask friends, colleagues, and family how they would describe you. If you're applying for multiple positions, keep a list of all your applications, correspondence, copies of the application form, and your CV, or in this case, your resume link. Interviewers may ask you based on the information that you have provided. Something that was discussed earlier was for you to research the employer. Be prepared to tell the interviewer why you want to work for them and what you know, and also things that you admire about the organization. Another tip is that the internet is full of websites which will give lists of commonly asked interview questions. You can download some or read some and use these in your preparation. Now, take note that when you get information from the internet, especially when it comes to commonly asked interview questions, make sure that you just understand them and use them to prepare. Do not memorize, as it will show during the interview if the answers that you provide have been rehearsed. Now, aim to arrive at the interview location at least 10 minutes before the interview starts. This gives you an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the environment, the people who work there, and for you to check your appearance. First impressions are made largely on your appearance. Make sure your choice of clothing is appropriate and clean. So, there. Those are the tips I have before the interview. During the interview, so you have to relax and breathe. Make eye contact. Smile. Don't rehearse answers, but be prepared. Don't lie because it shows. Hire at what you would like to talk about. Or sorry, hint at what you would like to talk about. Raise your experiences where appropriate. And take your time. It's okay to pause for thought. Be concise. Avoid rambling. Avoid one word answers. For some people, they'd like to keep it short and simple. They think it's a good tip. But the thing is, during the interview, you have to expound your answers for the interviewer to understand your thought process. Avoid negative language. Use tone of voice and body language to convey your interest and engagement. Now, here are our tips. Make yourself comfortable. Remove your jacket if you're hot and ask for a drink if you're thirsty. So that's fine. Um, as a former recruiter, I've had candidates who have asked for a glass of water prior to the interview, and that's perfectly fine. Talk about your work experience positively. Don't sell yourself short. A pause before responding shows maturity. The silence is never as long as it seems. Stick to the point. Avoid jargon. Don't assume your interviewer knows how your last department was structured or what acronyms stand for. After the interview, so ask questions that you have prepared. Here are some examples. Can you please tell me why you like working here? What opportunities are there for career progression? How big is the team I'd be working in? And where would the job be based? Reconfirm your interest in the position. Clarify when to expect feedback. Thank your interviewer for their time. Now, it's important to remember that you're not the only one being interviewed and that you're also interviewing them as whether or not this is an organization, employer, environment role that you want to work within. It is also useful at times to remember that the interviewer may also be nervous as they probably do not interview people all the time. Here are some common interview questions. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So we'll discuss those in a bit. Okay. So these are types of interviews. Panel interview. So these involve several people, common in the public sector. The actual number of interviewers can vary, but there is usually a chairperson to coordinate the questions, a specialist who knows about the job in detail, and an HR manager. These types of interviews are popular in the public sector. So for virtual and phone interviews, are usually scheduled in advance and used in the initial screening stage. Um, Given that there are a lot of companies right now moving towards working remotely, the virtual phone interview has been increasingly used by companies as part of the recruitment process. Most commonly, they are used as a method of initial screening, but some use them as far down the line as third or fourth interviews. The majority of companies inform you in advance and usually pre-arrange a time with you, but you should also be prepared for those who just ring. Remember, it is just as important to make a good first impression on the telephone as it is in person. For group interviews, several candidates are present and will be asked questions in turn. A group discussion may be encouraged and you may be invited to ask questions to the other candidates. Sequential interviews, these are several interviews in turn, with a different interviewer each time. Usually, each interviewer will ask questions to test different sets of competencies. However, you may find yourself answering the same questions over and over. If this does happen, make sure you answer each one as fully as the time before. And lastly, competency. Most common, based on the theory that the best way to judge a person's future success in a role can be determined by the way they have reacted to situations in the past. Usually, face to face interviews last up to an hour long, and interviewers will expect the interviewee to provide specific examples to illustrate their experience and skills. So, here are some competency techniques. Two techniques that are useful for effectively answering competency questions concisely. So, the first one is STAR: situation, task, action, result. So, there are two techniques here, and there are different versions of the same thing. So, for STAR, S is for situation. You briefly outline the situation so that the interviewer has a picture of the context in which your competency was demonstrated. For task, you briefly describe the task you were expected to do. For action, this is where you explain what actions you took to complete the task. And for the result, this is where you describe the result of the action that you took. Remember, for star or car, you have to be specific. For car, that's context, action, and result. For the context, you briefly describe the context in which you demonstrated the competency being asked about. For action, that's where you explain what actions you took that demonstrate the competency. And for result, that's where you briefly describe the outcome of the action taken. Here are some common competency questions. Tell me about yourself. Give me an example of when you've led or been part of a successful team. Tell me about any positions of responsibility you've had. Give me an example of what Give me an example of when you've become disheartened with a task. Give me an example of when you've gone the extra mile. Tell us about your greatest achievement at school. What is the greatest challenge you've had to overcome? What career goals have you set for yourself? And give me an example of when you've dealt with conflict. So for these competency questions, as mentioned earlier, these are the things that you could probably search in the internet. But then again, it's best to just prepare for these things and not memorize any of your answers. Now we'll discuss about common interview mistakes. Lack of preparation, inappropriate appearance, failure to ask questions, poor attitude, exaggerating or being deceitful, poor nonverbal communication, over or under answering questions. So these are the things that you must avoid. Here are the final tips. Prepare. Do your research. So I really have to emphasize on preparation. One thing I learned is that if you fail to prepare, then we must prepare to fail. Arrive on time and look smart. Avoid discussing personal issues. Be prepared to discuss information provided on your application form. Give concise, relevant answers which draw upon recent examples. Use the star car technique to ensure your answers are well structured. Be self aware. Consider your tone and body language. Be positive and sell yourself. Make the most of your chance to ask questions. Stick to the brief or stick to your topic. Only have one train of thought. Play an active role, but be willing to compromise and negotiate in group exercises. And of course, smile. All right, so I will take this time for us to promote our career site. You can visit us at jobs180.com/Accenture. By visiting this career site, you'll be able to view our openings and you can use your resume link for that site. Uh, Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you so much, Sir Echo. Ayan, maraming salamat for discussing about virtual interviews and to our audience. So, last speaker na po natin, Sir Echo. So, if you have questions regarding virtual interviews, please feel free to post your questions in the comment section. Okay, so we'll try to answer all your questions habang pa, Sir Echo. Okay, so I'm just checking, sir, if meron tayong question from the audience. So while waiting, sir, I'll be asking na lang po muna. And since proper attire is also included in virtual interviews po, I would like to ask na lang din yung regarding proper attire since may mga parang observations namin, sir, parang during every job fair. No? So, kasi kapag physical job fair, ang estudyante dapat talaga or parang mandatory magwe-wear sila ng proper attire po. No? Pero in virtual job fairs, mostly, parang po konti na lang yung mga estudyante na nagde-dress up po for the job fair, virtual job fairs po. No? So, in virtual interviews po, how important na mag-dress up pa rin or naka-proper attire po yung mga applicant. So, meron po ba, are there candidates po who do not pass the interview because of their attire? Sa Accenture, sir.
Not really, not past the interview, but when it comes to the attire, it's very critical as it serves as your first impression. Uh, as you mentioned, we are veering towards virtual screening nowadays. So, more than our attire, it's also important for us to, uh, like when you have the interview, we also need to make sure that our place is well lit. Uh, Also, the background is as much as possible plain. And if that's not possible, try to use a virtual backdrop or background in order to look more professional.
All right, so thank you, sir. And during virtual interviews po, is it or was it harder po ba for you to screen yung mga applicants na fit talaga sa job na in-applyan nila?
When it comes to filtering candidates, it's not really more difficult because it's almost the same. Like when we ask, the questions are the same, and our approach is the same as well as our candidates. Like the biggest challenge usually is like technical difficulties because here in the Philippines we are still trying our best to have like the best type of internet connection for everyone. Um, so there will be instances where we would have to call the candidates back, as opposed to having face-to-face interviews where they're just there. But aside from that, when it comes to competencies, skills, uh, it's basically the same.
All right, thank you, sir. So meron po tayong question from Miss Jeneline Azarcon. So good day po, sir. Is there a possibility po na mas mapatagal po yung, sorry, eh, post ko lang. Ayan, mapatagal po yung application kung na-start po si applicant na dumaan sa ibang partner recruiter ni Accenture unlike po doon sa dumidiretso sa Accenture.
Let me have a look at the question. Is there a possibility na mas mapatagal yung application kung na-start po ni applicant na dumaan sa ibang partner recruiter ni Accenture? As much as possible, there shouldn't be any discrepancies when it comes to the process time. Given that in Accenture, we have leads for every single channel. So we will have folks who are in charge um, of the vendor channel. We have some from the referral channel. We have some from the media. Uh, Perhaps the biggest discrepancy when it comes to time is just the preparation internally. Like if we go through a vendor where they have to prepare, but it's something that they would provide to us immediately, and there shouldn't be a lot of differences when it comes to time processing.
All right, so thank you, sir. And we hope Miss Janeline answering in your question. So and of course another question po is why interviewers asking questions not actually related to the job offer po.
I'm sorry, I failed to capture that. Why do interviewers ask questions not related
Asking
to the
questions
job?
not related to the job being offered.
Actually, that's a good question. Uh,
Hmm.
when it comes to jobs being offered, there will be instances where we would hire candidates who have no prior work experience, or for those who have experiences, uh, they will have no prior experiences to the job that we are looking for. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but regardless, the reason why interviewers would ask us certain questions is that for us to understand how you formulate your thoughts, or sometimes it's a question that we can use um, to gauge how confident you are when you are speaking about things that you are aware of. um, in line with this, I also we also believe that it's unfair for us to ask questions about the job when they haven't really started doing the job. Um, so basically, it's just for us to understand the thought process. We will be able to determine if they are groping for words. There will be instances. There are a lot of factors. There we are. It can also be used to gauge your grammar, your pronunciation skills.
Mhm.
So there are many different factors and reasons why we ask those types of questions.
Mhm. All right,
Now, I
thank you,
hope I
sir.
answered
And
your
so
question.
yes, sir, and yes po. And of course, maybe chine-check din no kung gaano kabilis mag-jump from one topic to another yung or
Yes,
gaano kabilis mag-shift, mag-transition.
I'm not sure if some are familiar, but sometimes they would even during the interview, like we asked, tell me about yourself, and some people would say that I
Mhm.
love to cook. Then we go ahead and we
Mhm.
ask a follow up question: what's your favorite dish to cook? And then, for instance, they would say adobo. There will be times where
Mhm.
we would ask you to give us a step by step process of how you cook your adobo, and
How
because
to
there
cook
will be
adobo.
yeah, because there are instances where we would like to gauge how you are when it comes to giving out instructions, um,
Mhm.
especially when it's a step by step process. And usually this is something that's done for like technical programs.
Mm. Mhm. All right. Okay. Got it, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering my question. So of course also ayan, so meron po bang questions or other questions na you should not ask the interviewer po ba? Baka maka-offend or baka maging um maging way para hindi ka pumasa sa interview. Meron po bang questions na dapat iwasan ang mga interviewee pagdating sa interview?
When I was the interviewer before, I always told my applicants, or I always inform them they could ask me anything because if it's something that's inappropriate, I could always not answer the question or inform them that it's inappropriate. But usually, in general, mm,
Mhm.
avoid personal questions or things that are not relevant when it comes to the interview or the job at hand.
Alright, sir. Alright, sir. Thank you, sir. So, I think no more questions from the audience. We have final words po ba sa ating graduating students who would be soon will na yan sa sa real world mag-apply na.
Sorry, it was a bit choppy. Did you say final words for everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Words of advice po for the graduating students.
For the graduating students, when it comes to looking for a job, always remember that it's not just you who's looking for a job. The company is also looking for the right people. Companies would understand, well, some companies would understand that you are fresh graduates and try to bank on your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Do your research and remember that companies not always hire based on skill and experiences, but sometimes we also gauge um, your your willingness to perform a task, and uh, how important it is for us to learn. And once we are able to identify that, or once we are able to capture that in an interview, uh, it's a big plus. Thank you.
Alright, so thank you, Mr. Echo. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your knowledge for today's session. So we would like to have you on our next set of webinars. Maraming salamat po. And that's your Echo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, so there you have it, guys. We are done with the topper and successfully tackled all the topics assigned for today's session. So, to officially close our program, I invite Dr. Irene Chibus, the acting dean, Office of Student Affairs from CLSU, to give us the closing remarks.
Hello, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I audible, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you,
Yes,
Ma'am
ma'am.
Joyce. And good morning sa lahat ng umattend. Good morning to everyone who participated in this first of the series. No, series kasi ito. So, ano natin, ibig kong sabihin ay let us take this opportunity to participate, attend these webinars that the Career Development and Employment Services Unit of the Office of Student Affairs has provided, has prepared for you. So I would like to thank, of course, yung ating partner na lagi na nandyan, Jobs 180, Sir Kim Chua, and Sir Jerico from Accenture. Thank you so much for being with us today, and hopefully in the next programs, we can still invite you. To all our graduating students, graduates who are here with us, our OSA family, our college guidance coordinators, no. Thank you very much for being with us today. And of course, I would like to commend the CDSU, headed by Professor Rochelle Ann V. Pararuan, at kasama niya dito si Miss Vanji and si Ma'am Berna din na tumulong para maisakatuparan ang webinars na ito. Thank you very much, and we hope that you will be with us in the next webinars, kasi sabi ko nga ito ay series. Thank you and God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Irene, for raising the event and of course for choosing Jobs 180 again and again to power your events po. So marami pang events, I believe. So maybe on Ms. Rochelle and Pereruan, the unit in charge of Career Development and Employment Services Unit, Office of Student Affairs from CLSU, also to give the final reminders po sa mga students, audience ni CLSU.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Just to share with you, these are the activities that we're going to have. Open ko lang siya, sorry.
Yes. You may share your screen, ma'am.
Technical glitch yun. Yun. Ayan. So, these are our activities, no, our topics for the coming days. For June 21, tomorrow, labor education for graduating students. So it will premiere tomorrow 9 o'clock in the morning through our OSA FB page. Third topic, June 22, 2022, that's Wednesday, stress management, also 9 a.m. through our OSA FB page. Fourth topic would be gender equality and development in the workplace, June 23, Thursday, 9 a.m. Through our OSA FB page. Definitely another topic would be financial freedom, on June 24, again 9 a.m. through our OSA FB page. And June 27, that will be next Monday, 9 o'clock through our OSA FB page. We will be talking about entrepreneurship and social media marketing. So certificates will be given after the last topic, which is entrepreneurship and social media marketing, for your information. And then we will send the evaluation link by the last part of the uh, webinar series. So it will also be posted on June 27, Monday. So thank you very much, Ma'am Joyce, for the opportunity to announce the other topics that will be discussed for our graduating students. Thank you.
No problem, ma'am. Ms. Rochelle, before you go backstage, may question po from the audience. So, kung if need po ba palagi mag-attendance through comments po ba para makakuha ng e-cert?
We will base the certificate issuance of certificate through the evaluation by the last day of our webinar, which is on the 27th.
Alright.
So you need
Okay.
to
Thank you so
evaluate
much, Ms.
first
Rochelle.
before you could get the certificate. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you po. Okay. So, parang every after the event po, meron pong evaluation. Just like po today, meron kayong evaluation na you have to answer the form po for your attendance. Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Rachel. And again, there you have it, guys. So thank you to our speakers also from Jobs 180 and Accenture. Maraming salamat po. And again, do not forget to evaluate this event. So the link is flashed on your screen and will also be available at the comment section. So please do evaluate. This will serve, sabi ko nga, as your attendance for today's session. So every after the seminar or the webinar series po, merong evaluation. So yun yung titingnan ni Miss Rochelle po para bigyan kayo ng e-cert. So of course, we'd like to answer na lang din yung question na pahabol din no bago tayo mag-end. So in case po na natanggap ka during interviews without work experience, meron po bang training period? Yes, meron pong mga onboarding training period ang mga companies kahit may work experience o walang experience man kayo. And so don't worry about it. Yeah, so depende yan sa company. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you. And we would like to thank each one of you guys for staying that the webinars you be prepared in the world of work. And of course, we would like to thank again CLSU for collaborating with Jobs. We would like to thank the following sponsors for being our corporate sponsors for this event. And more opportunities, you may check our page. It's www.jobs180.com for more career opportunities. And again, as Sir Kim mentioned for earlier, Jobs 180 is looking for customer support officer and IT officer for full-time positions, work from home po yan. So internal hiring sa Jobs 180 po mismo. So please submit your resume. If you're interested, please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180, or you may email us at info@jobs180.com. So please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. Please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you are welcome, guys, to join in on those sessions too. So the program is finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan. We will see you soon and have a great afternoon. Ingat, everyone.
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.